The Rush is sponsored by State Farm.
What is up, Glenwood, and welcome to The Rush. I'm Danny Fry. This episode includes the football team traveling to Charleston, also the volleyball team battle Normal Community, plus soccer highlights with Patrick Flahive, and much more. But right now, let's get started. And we bring in assistant coach Hay here, and you're the special teams coach. But first, let's talk about this game did not get started until 9:15, and what were some of the interesting events that happened?
We've had a couple of interesting weeks now with some weather situations.
Sunday night football, and
Sunday night football. Yeah,
now delayed Friday night.
We were supposed to take the field. We were about to take the field, and that's when the lightning hit. We ended up down in the locker room, and then we had to take the kids up to the gym because it was cooler up there. Then a tornado warning came, so we had to take them back down to the locker room. So it was a long wait, and the kids dealt with it pretty well, considering.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how do you think they really went over that adversity? You see them play pretty well after the two-day wait against Jacksonville.
Well, I think it's the first time in their life they probably played a game starting at 9:15 at night and ending at 11:45. So, they handled it well. It was a tough game, a tough team. Charleston's got a good football team, and I think we handled it well.
Well, let's see how you guys did handle that against the Charleston Trojans. You guys start out right here. Nice play action, rolls out, and you're going to hit Daniel Helm. And he had a huge game, 5 catches, over 100 yards.
Yeah, Daniel played well, and Miles really was accurate Friday night.
I believe he was 8 for 13, and here's just a snag route to Helm, and that puts the Titans on top early. But Chase Volpert, rough surroundings for him, missed the extra point.
Yeah, it's tough to try to kick. You got to get that plant foot stuck, and he adjusted well as the game went on to it.
Yeah, and also in here, Charleston would go down and score, and then here goes Donovan Hammonds, and he scores, and then what happens
we
here?
We had a little breakdown here. We kind of overran things, and we didn't get off blocks. And Charleston, when it's a nice player, and he made a nice play and beat us on this one.
Yeah, trust and win it. Again, with all the conditions, actually slips into the end zone. And Daniel, how are we going to make plays like this? Look at the focus with the bobbling catch.
It's a nice play. It's a nice catch along the boundary.
And then that sets up this play. That would be the end of the first quarter. Charleston ahead 15-14. And here, man in motion, Nathan Hack, and Miles hits him perfectly for the Titans.
Yep, wide open. Great call by Coach Rourke.
And now here comes the Coach Onken in the defense. Pass complete. And it's going to be stripped out by Matt Meyer and recovered by Austin Kosler.
As the game went on, the defense started playing a lot more physical, and that really helped.
And then right up the middle to Daniel Helm, he scores. And then down here, you were this is still in the second quarter, and you guys are back to the goal line. And look at this tough run by Donovan Hammonds.
Donovan, tough runner. Tough to bring down.
How big was that? You were down to the goal line, and then Miles, he's going to play a little QB keeper and score. And then watch their play. This is Austin Cone, number 12, backs up and makes an incredible catch for Charleston, and that sets up this score. And their running back, Josh Casley, had a monster game, 3 touchdowns, but they were mainly pass and then handed off to him where we were opposite.
Charleston's got a nice ball club. They're going to really be a force in 4A this year.
And look at this. This is going to be their tight end, Jesse Campbell. He scores. Here's your special teams with a block.
Their big block, I think that was Aaron Williams. Really, it made a difference here coming down at the end of the game.
And he really stepped in just as a junior this year. And here's Donovan Hammonds with the score tied 35-35. He gives the Titans a 41-35 lead, and then Volpert makes the extra point, which is huge. But then Charleston is back and forth all game. Charleston able to come back, and it's 42-41. Here's the swinging fence.
Coach calls the swinging gate, and really, the kids made a nice play. Grant Lee believes he made the tackle, and Nathan Hack believes he made the tackle.
Yeah, they were both in there. Helm had 2 touchdown catches there as well. And now let's talk about your kicker, Chase Volpert. He's got some college scholarships offers and got some college interest. And in tough conditions like that, 2-hour wait, how do you think he performed?
It was tough early on. He probably didn't get to warm up as much as he would have wanted. We were kind of in a hurry there pregame. But Chase has put a lot of work and done a lot of things right, and he deserves what the kind of attention that he is getting.
Okay, Coach Hay, we will bring you back on later for the debate. And now Titans, they look to become 4-0 as they host the 1-2 Lincoln Rail Splitters tonight at 7. Now let's move on to volleyball. The Lady Titans volleyball team, they're hitting their main stretch of the regular season while their young players look to find their roles on the team. Last Thursday, the ladies hosted Normal Community. Let's take a look at how the ladies did last Thursday. Take on Normal Community Ironman and Hannah Phillips into the net, and the Titans, they got off to a slow start here in game 1, but here they come with a serve by Hannah Phillips. They fell down early, but they got plays like this. Eventually going to be set up by Reljic to Sadie Stone with the kill. And Jaden Thompson there happy with his volleyball team. And now Sadie Stone, she's going to serve. And eventually that one's going to be knocked over. What a play by Hannah Phillips with a great block, and the fans were pleased with that. And now this one actually goes long for the Titan point. Normal Community made mistakes like that, and Glenwood was able to win the first set. And here game 2, a little different. Gets by Sadie Stone. And eventually Long and Reljic are able to save it and tap it over. And Reljic was able to block it over, and Coach Bish was happy with that. Her team was hanging in game 2. But eventually here trying with the save, Reljic trying to save it, and the fans, they kind of know how this game is turning in the second. And this is a kill over the head of Allison Long, and here's Sophie Lunser serving. And it's going to be, eventually it's going to be fended off by the Titans. And had all these battles, ends up being a normal point. And then all these battles, a normal, at the end of the second set, end of the second game, they were able to gain momentum, and that is what propelled them over. That's what a normal able to win 2-1 over your Lady Titans. The volleyball Titans travel to Glenbard West Tourney starting tonight at 5, ending Saturday. Now let's move to some cross country. The cross country teams had their second invite of the season. Lincoln Park, here are the boys. Mark Maton had second. He was leading for most of the race at a time of 15:26. Grant Kaiser a time of 15:52. Landon Skelly in 21st, and Tyler Jones provided the results with 16:53. And now the girls, Lindsay Rogers with 5th, as she had a time of 19:13, and Rachel Crowley 18th with a time of 20:16. Both teams will travel to Detweiler Park in Peoria tomorrow for the Peoria Notre Dame invite. But stay right there as I'll be back with Patrick Flahive and soccer highlights.
Kids, breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
Alright, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi,
What do you think? 500, 250?
Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means?
Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions means nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
If you like answers, get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Welcome back to the Rush here. And now I'm here with Patrick Flahive, Glenwood varsity soccer midfielder, and here you're a guest anchor here and break down some of these soccer highlights. And now, Patrick, so far, how's the season went?
It's going pretty good. I think we're about like 4-2, 2 losses, but the 2 losses we were in both games. We outplayed both the other team in both games. We just couldn't come out on top. So we're having a good start to the season, and we look to continue that here in the upcoming weeks with some next weekend. We've got the Titan invite, and then in like 2 or 3 weekends we go up to Chicago. So.
Yeah, and you're starting some more rigorous schedule playing, and you're also starting to play more CS8 teams right now. Yeah. And the first team you took on was Monday at Lee Field against the Southeast Sparks. So let's take a look here at these highlights, see how you guys did. To start, you're here following the ball. Now, why did you do that? Ended up being saved by Southeast.
Just looking for some second chance opportunities, hoping the goalie makes a fumble or something.
Now, he was pretty sure he was able to botch it there. That was Alex Johnson, and you guys really couldn't get a second chance point there, though.
Yeah, I mean, the goalie, he was all right, and they usually had somebody to clear it out, too, so.
But ball handling was key for you guys there. Southeast didn't have a single shot on goal in the first half because you guys were able to keep it away from them.
Yeah, we were just trying to keep possession, which we did, and win the balls in the air.
Look at this one from Anthony McQuett, and that goalkeeper helped him out a little bit. That was a shot from 35 out.
Yeah, it was a nice opportunity for us there, and Anthony's first goal, I believe.
And another one's going to be knocked in there for the Titans right there, and you're able to do a lot of them from the corner kicks as well.
Yeah, I mean, our wingers were good, and they took people on out wide, which is what we want them to do.
And that last one went off the crossbar, and this is a more of a square goalpost. If it's rounded, then maybe some of those goals would have fell.
Yeah, very true.
And this one, nice, but kind of went out, and he was just all over the place, the Southeast goalkeeper.
Yes, he was.
But you guys did a good job of just keep pounding him with all these shots. And again, ball handling in the corner. Here's Noah Johnson over to Tober, and then Joe Graves went to follow it up. But a nice save. You guys went on to win 7-0, and you had 2 goals. Isaac Albrecht also had 2 goals for Glenwood. And now, Patrick, we wish you best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on and helping me out with these soccer highlights. Didn't butcher them up too bad.
No problem.
And now let's go over to Gavin Caruso, who is a golf season review.
The boys' golf team have been playing up to their name this year, following the footsteps of the seniors that made it to state last year. They have some big shoes to fill this season. I got to talk to Coach Cox to discuss what their players need to improve on.
Well, we need to get rid of some of our stupid strokes and just get our scores down. I think if we do that, I think we'll be much more competitive in the more matches coming up.
I also asked, what do you think your star player is this year?
Well, those are big shoes to fill. We had a great year last year, and we're just sort of reloading a little bit this year. These guys that are playing just don't have much experience, but actually they've done quite well, 13-3 so far. Beat some quality teams, and with a little more work, I think we can even step it up a little more.
This year, some players are stepping up and improving their game, but it's still quite a ways from state. So I asked Cody Hunt how he thinks the team is improving.
Top 4, like on the team, we're all shooting kind of the same scores, so I guess you could say we're improving.
I also asked Cody, how does the team respond to the gap of missing players?
I really don't think it's that much of a difference because our whole 6-man team is shooting the same numbers as they were last year, so I don't think it's much of a difference.
From The Rush, I'm Gavin Caruso.
Your friend's going to be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi, what do you think? $500, $250? Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions means nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
You like answers? Get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Welcome to the Top 3. My name is Gavin Crusoe to discuss the top 3 plays in Glenwood sports this week. And at play number 3, we have Alex Johnson, and he boots it past the southeast goalkeeper. And at play number 2, we have some volleyball action where Sophie Lunser makes a diving save to Ellie Alexander to tap it over for the Glenwood point. And at play number 1 in Glenwood sports this week, Charleston going for the win, but Nathan Hack and Grant Lee are able to stop him. We're going to head it back over with Danny to the debate.
Welcome to the debate here, and we have Mr. Becker and Mr. Hay is back as well over here to talk some sports here. Got 4 questions, and first of all, how well did you think the rookie quarterbacks played in their debut? Start with Mr. Hay.
I thought a lot of them played pretty well. I mostly got to see Andrew Luck because I watched the Bear game. But RG3, wow, he made some plays and won a football game. So I think they played pretty well.
Yeah, and there was a record like 5 rookie quarterbacks that started, and a lot of sophomore quarterbacks.
Seems to be a trend. Drafting some quarterbacks, getting them in the games earlier in their careers. Luck played well. He had similar numbers to Manning when Manning first started back in '98. Luck's got to get used to the speed of NFL defenses, but I think he's going to be a good one. So.
Yeah, and then RG3 really does look.
Yeah. I mean,
so far he's got a lot of hype going into it, and it looks like he sets up against the Saints too.
You got to wait a few weeks until the defenses learn how to defend these guys, and you'll know where they're at.
Seems like some defense already looked to figure out a Cam Newton because he struggled against the Buccaneers.
He sure did, and I'd hold off on ordering the playoff tickets for the Redskins just yet. But hey, they can bring a lot to the table, and like I said, real athlete with Griffith there. So.
And now moving to college football, and specifically the University of Illinois, they got new coach Tim Beckman from Toledo, and just wondering what level are they at? Because a lot of people thought that they would be better against Arizona State, and they got shellacked.
Well, they didn't have Shieldhouse, with the injury there. They brought in Riley O'Toole.
From Wheaton Warrenville South.
Yeah, and he was supposed to do some good things. It's still not happening yet, but Beckman's going to be okay in a few years. They just don't have the premier athletes in the Big Ten. The Big Ten overall has struggled. Wisconsin got beat. Nebraska's rough. Iowa. Give it a few years. I think Illinois can turn it around, but they've got a cupcake this week. They got Charleston Southern. I mean, you want to get wins? Come on, is that a D2 school or what? But,
they had CSU on the schedule. I didn't know what that stood for.
Hey, they're not. The question is what kind of level they're at. I don't think they're at a very good level. And I don't think that. I don't know what they will be. People think about them in the Big Ten. They're not up there with Michigan, Ohio State, and I'm not sure they will be. I like Coach Beckman though. I think he knows where he's at. I think he's trying to do things right. He's a real personable guy, and I think he's going to improve the program.
Good point.
And now. Mr. Becker, see your lovely tie there with the Bears. And after week 1, Bears had a lot of offseason question marks, and they finally brought in a #1 receiver that Bears offense hasn't had in a while. How did they look against
Well, you know, they started rough on offense, a sack, and Cutler threw a pick 6 there early, but they got things in gear. Cutler throwing for 333 yards. They've got quite the receiving core. Brandon Marshall. I really like Alshon Jeffrey, the rookie out of South Carolina.
Caught a deep bomb from Cutler.
Yeah, 42 or 46-yard streak. You know, they've got another running back now, too, with Michael Bush. We're expecting big things from the Bears. Big game against Green Bay. That's a toss-up. Both teams are on paper good. Mr. Hay, what's your thought? We're both talking Bears all the time, but
well, I'm a Bear fan. I'm a Bear fan too.
Right here to wore the Walter Payton jersey.
You know, and I'm pretty excited. It's one of the better offenses we've had. We're used to the special teams scoring 1, the defense scoring 3, and the offense gets a field goal. You know, are they as good as Green Bay? I don't know. I mean, the Bears played the last year's worst team in the league, and Green Bay played a team that went to the NFC Championship game. So I'm not ready to get too excited yet. I'll see what happens Thursday night.
Looking for big things from Shea McClellan, the first-round draft pick.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting pick by the Bears going.
Yeah, you know, he's a speed rusher guy, maybe comparable to a Jared Allen out of the Minnesota team. You know, Urlacher's still trying to recover from that knee injury, but
that was the whole mystery in the offseason,
well,
too.
And Urlacher is the face of the Bears, and he's going to be out there tonight, and you know, we'll see what happens against Green Bay.
Yeah, should be that interesting. And now we'll switch over to a baseball comeback story. Now in the Atlantic League, the Sugar Land, Texas Skeeters. Roger Clemens has made 2 rehab starts. Well, not really rehab starts. They have been starts where he went 3 1/3 and then 4 innings. And he actually looked pretty sharp when he gave up a couple hits in the Atlantic League, playing some former major leaguers. Could he possibly make it back to the big time major league?
I mean, I don't want to offend all those Skeeters fans out there, but I mean, the guy's 50 years old, and goodness knows who he's throwing against. I think the Astros are talking about, you know, having him come up and play. Well, the Astros are looking to sell tickets any way they can.
About 2,000 people the other night against the Cubs.
I think the Astros have lost 90-some right now, so I mean, they dig up Cy Young if they can get
Astros and Cubs, not really a premier game in the MLB.
No. The you know, you're kind of coming off the steroid era with guys like McGuire and Sosa and such, and you know, I'm not here to judge and throw stones, but the steroid era numbers are inflated. Clemens is part of that. Of course, he's found innocent in his court trial, but to me, this is a publicity stunt, trying to get back. But hey, I'm big on second chances, and you know, we'll see what happens. Probably wants to go to a contender. Not sure who that'll be. Maybe the Yankees.
Yeah. Hey. That was the last team that he did pitch for in the Major League. But that's all the time we have for today's episode. And come out for the Titans home game tonight against Lincoln. And also, there's a tennis tournament over the weekend, the Titan Tennis Invite, or a volleyball tournament up in Glenbard. Until next week, we gone.
All right.
Go Bears.